This is an update since the 2002 report on our lake sturgeon program that we have, DNR Fisheries here in the Detroit Lakes area. We basically have a couple areas that we are actively managing for lake sturgeon. We have Big Detroit Lake, and then we also manage sturgeon in the Buffalo River and up in the Red Lake River in Red Lake County. And by management I mean that those are the locations that we're actively stocking sturgeon. We stock lake sturgeon fingerlings in Big Detroit. Annually we're putting in about 2,000 fish into Big Detroit, at least 2,000 fish every year on an annual basis. In the Buffalo River we're also putting lake sturgeon fingerlings, and again up to 1,000 fish go into the Buffalo River. And up on the Red Lake River, we are stocking lake sturgeon fry, and all these stockings have been occurring, the fingerlings and the fry, since about 2002. So on an annual basis, we've been putting lake sturgeon in for about 7 years now. There were some subadult fish that went into Big Detroit Lake back in '97 and '98, and we did happen to see one of those larger fish wash up on the shore this past spring in 2009 on Big Detroit Lake, and that fish was approximately 40 inches. So those fish went in as larger fish, larger than fingerlings in '97 and '98, but have had some good growth since they were introduced into Big Detroit Lake. As far as assessment, or how are we monitoring our success of our stocking, in Big Detroit Lake, we do surveys every 4 years out there. The last one was in 2007. We did sample a couple fish that were about lower 20 to mid 20 inch size, so we are seeing some of those fish return to our nets. We'll be out there again in 2011, and we're hoping to see a few more of those fish in our nets. As far as the Buffalo River and Red Lake River, we're currently trying to figure out a way that we can sample those fish in a river system, and looking at hopefully in 2010 or 2011 starting to sample those river systems and see how successful we've been with our stocking in those areas. We also have some sturgeon, lake sturgeon management going on White Earth Lake and Round Lake, co-op project between the White Earth Reservation and the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. For that project, they are also stocking lake sturgeon fingerlings in those two lakes. We do our assessments on those two lakes, and we have gotten fish in our nets on both White Earth and Round Lake, and it appears that that program on those two lakes has been pretty successful so far. They are also putting in fish on an annual basis, and so that program, we're looking forward to that program too, providing some lake sturgeon into that whole river system, the White Earth river system, and ultimately the Buffalo Red, the Roseau River up in our Baudette area, the Ottertail River down in our Fergus Falls area, all are tributaries to the main stem Red River, and are all programs to try to reestablish lake sturgeon in the Red River basin. We're very happy with the progress of our lake sturgeon stocking and restoration program. We're going to continue to stock sturgeon. The overall goal is to stock sturgeon 15 to 20 years, and we're already about 7 or 8 years into that program, so that will continue.